Hello everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Destiny video. Today we're going to be looking at a few more events, supports, and upgrades from Star Wars Destiny, the Awakening set to be specific. So first up we have Emperor's Favor. This is a support, a unique, so you can only have one of it out at a time, and your hand size is increased by one. So I think they just made it unique so you can't have like a huge hand. You can have basically with this you can have up to 6 cards in your hand. Um, it's good it's like I like that it only costs one. It's good because you're able to get to your better cards faster. You're able to draw one more card during your upkeep phase than you would be normally. However, there are some downsides to it. The main downside being Mind Probe. So if you're using Emperor's Favor and you have 6 cards in your hand and you get Mind Probed, you are going to be getting Mind Probe for 6 damage instead of less. Like instead of maybe 5 damage, if they did Mind Probe on their first turn somehow, like got it out and was able to resolve it, and you haven't played anything, with Emperor's Favor, you're going to have 6 cards in your hand, and your character is going to be taking 6 damage, which is a ton. Um, so you don't want to maybe not run this if you are worried about getting hit with Mind Probe. So I think there will be other cards in the future that will maybe increase hand size even more, but just beware because Mind Probe is out there and it deals damage based on the cards in your hand. We're going to move into the next card. And here we are back with Power of the Dark Side. This is a starter set exclusive, so you need to pick up the Kylo Ren starter to get this card. It's a support, cost 2. As an action, you get to exhaust it to re-roll one of your dice. If the die rolls a blank, it deals 2 unblockable damage to a character. So this is a really good card. I used it pretty much very well in my Vader and Stormtrooper deck because I built the deck around having dice that have a good amount of blanks. So even if I rolled a blank, I could potentially use this, roll another blank, and deal 2 unblockable damage. The other nice thing about it is, let's say you have it on a blank, you re-roll it, and you get range damage or melee damage. Um, you still are able to re-roll dice, might potentially get a better result than what you already had, and then you always have the bonus if it rolls a blank, you get to do 2 unblockable damage to a character. So shields basically just ignore shields, and it's a very good support. If you have 2 of it, you can use one turn, exhaust it, re-roll the die. If it's blank, it does damage. If not, you just keep that result. And on your next turn, you can use your second power of the dark side and re-roll another die, or even the same die, and then do maybe 2 more unblockable damage or get a better result again. So that's power of the dark side. Very powerful card because it's unblockable. Their shields won't do anything against it. And then you're going to potentially get better results than you had with however you rolled initially. So that's power of the dark side. Really like this card in blue villain decks. I don't have this card in my Kylo and Dooku deck because I'm not running a lot of dice that have blanks. But in the Stormtrooper and Vader deck, it was really effective because the Stormtroopers have 2 blanks, the data pads have 2 blanks, the D817 blasters have 2 blanks. So you have a lot of card or dice that have multiple blanks, which makes this even better because you have a 33% chance to roll a blank anyway, because there's 2 of them per most of those dice. So we're gonna move into the next card. All right, we're back with Hidden in Shadow. It's an upgraded ability, just costs 1. And as an action, if the attached character has no shields, exhaust this upgrade to give it a shield. So it's very nice because you can essentially you want to use this in something like on the Night Sisters, because their action allows them to re-roll a die, either yours or your opponent, and they take 1 damage. So you can have a shield on them. They take a damage, take that shield off, re-roll the die. On a future turn, you can exhaust Hidden in Shadow to give them another shield. It's a nice way to keep characters shielded up. You can use it for a while and then even potentially upgrade or replace an upgrade from this. So Hidden in Shadow is very simple. They don't have a shield, exhaust it, they get a shield. Very nice at like making your characters have a little bit more survivability. Um, you can also potentially use this with Dooku, so you have Dooku without a shield. Exhaust this, give Dooku a shield, and then if he takes damage, you can discard a card and give him another shield. So has a lot of uses. Probably with probably fits best with the Night Sisters or Dooku, but it can go on anybody really. And that is Hidden in Shadow. We're going to take a look at the next card. All right, now we have Nowhere to Run. It's an event, cost 2. It's neutral, so it can go into decks of any color, or villain decks of any color. And turn each of your dice showing a blank to any side. This works well with Power of the Dark Side, because if you're re-rolling dice to get blanks to do that unblockable damage, this allows you then to turn those dice to any side and then get more use out of them. So you Power of the Dark Side, do damage, Nowhere to Run, turn all those dice to, say, damage sides, and then on your next turn or next action in the round, just resolve whatever you just turned it to. So it's a good way to get multiple use out of dice, especially with Power of the Dark Side. Really good card, especially I use this very well also in my Vader and double Stormtrooper deck. That's Nowhere to Run. Pretty self-explanatory. Just turn your blanks to any side you want, and then hopefully resolve them and do a ton of damage, get a bunch of resources, or whatever you need to do. We'll be back with the next card. And the final card we're going to look at tonight is Ace in the Hole. This is a yellow villain event, cost 0. And it says, discard a yellow upgrade from your hand to roll its die into your pool if able. Set that die aside after it is resolved or removed. So it just gets set aside so it doesn't go, back to a character or back into the dice pool or anything like that. This is an excellent way to essentially cheat something like Crime Lord into the game. Not cheat it in, but make it so you can roll Crime Lord without having to pay its the 4 resources to pay for it. So let's say you roll in Crime Lord, roll it in. Let's say you're playing on the Emperor's Throne Room. Roll in Crime Lord. Next when comes to your next part of your turn, claim the Throne Room, turn Crime Lord to its special side, and resolve its special to defeat a character. You will still need to pay the resource cost to do that, but it's basically you're getting Crime Lord. If you pay for the card and pay for the effect on the special, that is a total of 9 resources. So you need 4 to play it, 5 to actually trigger a special. So if you have 5, you can Ace in the Hole, get it out without paying the resources, and then defeat the character if you have 5 resources. It works well on Thermal Detonators as well. I played a game where somebody used Ace in the Hole, discarding Thermal Detonator to roll Thermal Detonator out, and then was able to get that to the special side and deal 3 damage to each of my characters. So there's some really good yellow upgrades you can use it with. Namely, right now, Crime Lord and Thermal Detonator are really good with that. I suppose you can also use it with Gaffi Stick if you wanted to, but the 2 big ones that have like the biggest impact, I think, are Crime Lord and Thermal Det. And that's going to do it for today's video. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow with more Star Wars Destiny videos. Until next time, thanks for watching and take care.